Yeah, the short, it makes a little short, but it's totally just the center of the screen. So probably wouldn't see us and stuff, but, or like a vertical. Yeah, it does a vertical for the lives now too. Interesting. Doesn't have, it has combined analytics though, so I don't know who's where. All right, quick toke and then let's get going.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, we're dumping. We're gonna lose the 200 on the 5 minute. Oh no! Oh no! Wake up early in the morning. Woke up this morning and got myself a beer. My future's uncertain and the end's always near. Alright. Let's do a little audio check here. Why hasn't it started? There we go. Looks like it's going. Alright. Alright, let's get into it. Yeah. Hey, folks. Welcome back to Surely Sound Studio. My name's Martin. You can call me Marty. And this is my show. So let's go. Got AK with us here today. What's happening, buddy? Oh, you muted yourself. Are you there?
There we go.
There you are.
I pressed buttons by accident. I had to get up there.
Pressing
We're all
buttons.
Good. Yeah.
You know what's funny about pressing buttons? The kids come in here and they think that it's a toy and they can just start mangling with buttons and knobs and stuff. I'm like, no, you can't. Every button does something. You can't just start mangling the knobs. You guys.
Oh,
God. Oh, there's a reason why this is called a tool and not a toy. Because everything you do does something. Oh my goodness, look at that bounce. Massive volume. Look at all these people buying Bitcoin right now. Insane. Well, folks, we're going to get into it. This is some clear manipulation. Is it manipulation to the upside or manipulation to the downside? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin conference. There's a Bitcoin conference coming up this week, and we're going to look at the price action on the 6 previous conferences and what it has led to shortly after. Because you'd think, oh, well, a bunch of people getting together and talking about Bitcoin, right? That obviously makes the price go up. Well, we're going to have a look and see if that is the case. What is the case? What are we still thinking about? As far as our short to medium long-term goals here, are we breaking out of this? Is this significant? Are we breaking? This is significant, but also some other significance that we need to take into perspective. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to do here is look at the Bitcoin chart and just kind of go over, well, where are we right now? Still in the same place we've been in a while. If we zoom out to a 4-hour chart, we are breaking out of said resistance that we've had, and even breaking out of this other little local resistance that we've had. We continue to make these flag shape patterns and they continue to break to the upside. So clearly still in an uptrend on a medium time frame. We're making highs and higher lows, walking up the stairs. Now, this is a weekend, so pretty sideways. Gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Generally, though, on a 4-hour time frame, we have our RSIs getting lower. So if we don't break out of this trend tonight, I think honestly, like tonight is going to be very telling because there is a lot of stuff going on this week and a lot of stuff going on in the news and a lot of stuff going on with the escalations in the East. And so it is just an absolute battle right now. Like, what is going to happen, right? What is going to happen? Well, it's clear as day that they don't want you to know what's going to happen. But long term, we know what's going to happen, okay?
Right.
Long term, we know that this is going to happen to Bitcoin. Oh, come on. It's a joke, you guys. That's a joke. But this is something to definitely be aware of because something like this could happen to the US dollar. Now that is...
that's happening.
That's more of a potential. Now this is actually just a Rave token, which I know nothing about. It's just another, I don't know, utility token. Maybe it's a gaming token. I literally know nothing about it, but it obviously was climbing. I saw a lot of people taking longs on it and making a lot of money on this massive pump. But yeah, $6.7 billion taken in a matter of a couple days. I don't know, 2 days. Yeah, that's the old pump and dumps. Oh, look, we got a friend come say hi.
Oh, that's what's
too?
making
Your
me
cat
press
just jumped on your
buttons.
lap. Your cat just jumped on her lap? That is insane.
What are the chances of that?
Wow, that's nuts. Sequoia, what are you doing? I left the door open to the studio because it's so nice outside.
I literally
she
just
come on
pushed
in.
it open.
She came on in and said hi. Hello, hello. Hi, Sequoia. She's getting to be a big kitty. She's a big kitty. But ultimately, yeah, the dominoes are falling. And unfortunately, for those who save in cash, hyperinflation is just like a matter of time.
You're poor, unfortunately. And you're only making yourself poorer by holding it.
Well, global M2 exploding, which means they're adding more money globally. Bitcoin, I don't know, tracked it for a while pretty closely, but have obviously come off. And so when you see charts like this that are correlated and then they break correlation, more often than not, they do find correlation again. And I'm going to say that this line is not coming down. They're not going to stop printing money. They can't stop printing money. Everything falls apart if they stop printing money. The whole system relies and is built on printing money.
Yes.
Whoa. Hey, you can't be pressing buttons. Hey, hold on. Hey, Sequoia's going nuts here. She's trying to get up on the keyboard.
Jeez.
Okay. Worse than the kids.
That's right.
So ultimately, at some point, it will get closer. I don't know. I mean, you can take two charts and you can move them around however you want to make them line up. Don't take this too seriously. Like, this is going to be Bitcoin's going to go to the moon tomorrow because of this chart. But ultimately, when the money supply goes up and you have assets that are valued in that money, when they make more money, it weakens the dollar. In turn, it makes the asset price go up. So what we have been seeing with oil jumping up and all other commodities jumping up in price like they have been, it's because of the money printing. And unfortunately, for most people, this wrecks them. Now, this has happened multiple times, even in just the last in the last 50 years. Excuse me. And every single time this happens, afterwards, there's a bust. So we have boom and bust cycles over and over and over again. We are heading towards another bust cycle. The statistics and the numbers would suggest it's going to be probably a really, really bad one.
It's going to be the worst one you will.
It's going to be the last one.
Seen. Yeah.
It's going to be the last one. And it's all by design. The people who are pulling the strings know exactly what they're doing. They have for 100 years. And now that the technology of digital currency is in their hands, because people haven't yet missed the window, but the window is closing for true decentralization. If everybody adopted Bitcoin today, we would be free. But people
the longer we wait,
people
the worse
don't
it gets.
like to educate themselves and just prefer to believe what they think other people that are smarter than them are saying to be true is true, when in fact it's actually benefiting the other people, not them. Anybody that does their own research is going to be benefiting themselves. If you're just listening to other people, regardless of what their opinion is, it's going to benefit the people who are giving you that opinion. Because you are now just confirming, even whether it's right or not. If you are even if you repeat it to somebody else, like, that's what I tell people. If you see something on the internet that you don't like, just don't say anything about it. Scroll by it, ignore it, just pretend it was never there. As soon as you give it your energy at all, even just 6 seconds of your viewing time, you are now giving that more strength. And if it's wrong, then you're giving something that's wrong strength. Because that's how the internet works. It's all algorithmic. That's how the universe works. It's also algorithmic. Manifestation is just physical algorithm working.
Yeah,
we call it physical because it's what we know, but the universe works just like a computer. There's lots of things that pretty much make it undeniable, or suggest that this is somewhat of a simulation, or some sort of computer something, right? Like, nothing is ever invented. Things are only discovered. So a lot of people out there think they invented something. You didn't invent it, you just discovered it. Everything already exists that will always exist. Okay, people just discover them in time. And when people discover those things, we have, let's see, I think it's on here somewhere. We're going to go over a few of these, but there we go. Right? He discovered that a horse would pull us, and then we discovered that a motor could turn wheels and we could sit in it. You know, we discovered that we could send letters to people by making paper out of trees, and then we actually discovered that we can do it digitally. And we discovered that we could keep all our gold in a bank so it's safe and no one will steal it, and then we'll give us paper note to back it up. But then it didn't work.
They stole
it. We discovered another means of decentralization. Of, you know, it's like, it's all, yeah. It's once you understand the idea of any of this stuff, you realize how it just was discovered. You know, we always had metal. We always had, you know, means to make the materials that it takes to make these cars. We just needed to discover melting temperatures, forming pressure, PSI, right? We just needed to discover all these things. They all were already possible from the beginning. So obviously, or I guess, you will ultimately will always just continue to discover more as technology grows. So inevitably, the traditional banking system will be replaced by a digital system. Now, this right here is the transition that we are in and the crossroads that we are at. We have two choices here. One is to stick with these people's plan of debt-based slavery and just go with their digital currency. And our two is to educate yourself and have a self-governed, decentralized, mathematic-backed value distribution system that we all benefit from and no one is enslaved by.
And they can't print more of it.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the thing is that unfortunately, if one person holds too much of it, it can be compromised. So
yeah,
what we need is for everybody to have it, right? The wealth gap makes the problem. So when a small portion of the population own a majority of anything, it becomes a problem. It becomes those people are controlling the other people, the people that have more control, the people that have less.
Yeah. Yeah. But then
in
that's
many
the
different
thing. Like,
forms.
just buy a little bit. It's just like buying shares in a company. If everybody owns a little bit, then we all work together to make it continually work. You're
Yeah.
just going to profit, and everybody's going to grow and prosper. And unfortunately now, yeah, it's, probably like you said, a little too late considering how much certain entities hold.
Yeah.
But
People
if
are
everyone
accumulating
still was to go out and buy a little bit today, right now, the value of that Bitcoin would surge.
yeah, the race of the accumulation is on. So these guys are trying to buy big numbers, which in turn makes eventually at some point makes these people that have a lot be like, oh well, maybe I won't sell it, right? Because if the price continues to go up, like there is certain people that are selling into pumps, no doubt. If we take a look at this one here, the 7-day liquidation map, there is people selling at just under 80k, and that's kind of what we were saying the last couple weeks, is the push for 80k is very likely. Now what everybody expects, when everybody expects us to get to 80k, that's when we potentially fall short just shy 80k. And you can see here the massive almost $1 billion at 79,800 roughly, $200 short 80k.
Yeah,
so, and then not really anything of significance after that on the 7-day. Let's go to the 180 day. So that 79,800 number is still massive, and nothing really significant until we get up to 83k. In the middle here we have, I guess there's another $1 billion here. Maybe the climb keeps going, but something like this would be a nice little grab before going to get something like this, which is over $2 billion. Lots of people, and then this is at 73,000. So the way these markets work is people just want to accumulate, and if they can accumulate at 73, wouldn't they? Right now, if price is just shy 80k, but someone's offering, so this is at like somebody's offering to sell their Bitcoin at 73 because this is a liquidation price. So it creates a market sell when your order gets hit, because you buy with contract that you're going to sell. Anytime you're contract trading, you contract buy, and the contract is that you promise to sell. So you're hoping that you're buying and then selling at a profit. Same way goes for short. Your contract short sell comes with the contract that you're going to buy back eventually, which you hope to sell to buy back cheaper to make money. So these people here are buying, but this is their liquidation price, meaning their margin will get taken because the price has gone down to the point where they've lost all their margin that they put up. You need money to make money. You put in $100, your liquidation price is down here. Well, it comes down, it takes that $100. So we have this much money, around 73, of people that will sell Bitcoin. So that's selling it at a discount. If you're a market maker, you're going to probably want to go whoop, take that, and then whoo, and then start taking some of this, which in turn will put more liquidity above here because you'll scare people out and make them think that, oh, you should short, which will just drive the price up higher. It's almost like basically exactly backwards than what most people, what general psychology would think. But once you get it, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because why you want to buy at a discount, you want to sell at a premium.
Yeah.
But
well, if you get on the 4 hour for BTC USD, and I mean, just start at the beginning of April, and you can just see that clear pattern.
Yeah, we're in an uptrend. We haven't broken structure yet.
No.
I'm in a short, and it's probably a little premature, but I was looking at that shorting right here.
Month. You know, that's been going like that. This has been a quite a big pump up month for Bitcoin, especially in a bear market. So I don't see us really going above the 80. I think we'll test it for sure, but
well, see, it's funny because it kind of lines up with, if we're gonna pump, like we need a pump in the next couple days to finish this, to finish
Yeah.
this and round this off, because
Which
talking
brings it
about
up
Bitcoin
to,
conferences here, which is just a bunch of people that usually get together. It's happened in Miami, it's happened in Nashville, it's happened in Vegas. I think this one's in Vegas as well. A bunch of people just get together and talk about Bitcoin, right? And network. And so the last one that happened was last year, May 2025, on May 27th to the 29th. So this red vertical line I have here is the last one. And so I think they're usually Monday to Thursday-ish or something like that during the week, or Tuesday to Thursday or something like that. So I'd say it's hard. Oh, Saturday. There you go. So this was Saturday. Sunday we had a little pump, and then it was during the conference. It literally just dumped. And then so it doesn't look very big in hindsight, but at one point during the conference, it was up at 110K, and a week later, it was down 10%. So,
yeah,
you know, like that's down 10% a week after the conference. Okay, let's check the next one. This would be here at July 2024 on the 25th. What happened on this one? A little bit more significant by the looks of it. This is funny because I remember this. Let's see. So yeah, we actually did pump a little bit during the conference. So during the few days of the conference, and it was the conference. This conference looks like it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we had some Sunday, and then what happened that week, we just absolutely tanked. So because it was on a weekend, there was low volume, and the people that were in the conference were able to probably create this buying pressure to the point of we got all the way up to 70,000, and then a week later we're at 50,000, dumping 30%. Okay,
yeah.
so far 2 for 2 week after conference. Let's see.
Wow.
Next one was Thursday, the 18th of May in 2023. Now this one just kind of looks sideways. We had 2023, 24, so we had basically just sideways pressure. And then a week after the conference, let's see, we had a Monday pump into Tuesday, and then a Tuesday into Wednesday dump, into Thursday back up again. So I mean, basically that one was sideways, but then, you know, a month later, we were from the top of the conference date. A month later, we were down 10%. A week later, or a few days later, we were down 5%, went back up 2%, but then ultimately kind of went sideways until coming back down 10%. We're moving up, but that one was just, that was after this was actually the beginning of the bull market. A lot of people were still very bearish in here, so there was a lot of people accumulating, knowing that markup was coming. And this is, while we're here, I'll have a look at this because I think this is significant. Last night, or the other night in the trading group, I wanted to share this image, but I didn't, because I still think there's like quite a few things that are like bullish, but it almost seems to me like we're doing, like, you know, look at here. Look at this. It looks very similar to me. After a big waterfall and then of some sideways consolidation, we made a trend line that broke out. And so that's why I kind of think like we are in here right now. Maybe we're in here right now, and we're going to see this big red dot. Money flow is mostly heavily in the red, but this is the bear market. It just comes up for a little bit of life in the green and then back down. Before, you know what happened here? This is when BlackRock started buying Bitcoin. And look at that, money flows right in. And look how, like, that's not human nature.
No,
That's
yeah.
that's technical buying right there. And then mark up. So this was the FTX collapse. This was the final capitulation in the last bear market before the bull market of 2023 began and had went all the way to October 2025, just like we were saying on Your Future Hand. And now we're back in a bear market. We have an uptrend in the bear market, but I'm still not overly. The only reason I'm like a little bit bullish is simply because of the money printing and de-dollarization. They're gonna, like, this was a news event, and it doesn't really look like that like much now, but this was huge in the news. And this was the end of crypto, the end of Bitcoin, FTX collapse, SPF, Sang Bankman-Fried or whatever is going to jail, blah blah, like all this stuff, right? Like Three Arrows Capital, all these companies he had were over leveraged, blah blah blah. This is kind of giving me the same vibes, where it's like everybody getting bullish because of currency debasement, because of legislation coming in, all this stuff. It just seems like smoke and mirrors to me. More liquidity grab, more misdirection. I just get really similar vibes from, because I remember I shorted this, and I that was so awesome. I remember coming home that day because I was working and shorting, and it's like so nerve-wracking. But I remember coming home that day just being like, I just had my best week of my life, probably. And it sucked because of everybody on the news was like, oh, I lost everything. Oh, I had this, and I had or what was it? No, one of those actors. Matt Damon got me wrecked. Blah, all this. Like, everybody was just screwed. Everybody on social media that was in crypto. And even on Your Future Hand, we were talking about how this is likely to happen because of all these lending. There was Terra Luna collapse that already happened. We would tell people even before then, like, it's get your Bitcoin off exchanges. All these people that are offering, at first it starts with somebody offering 3% APY, then it's 4% APY, then it's 5, then it's 7, then it's 10, then it's 20% API, and you're like, you guys, at what point does common sense come in and realize that you can't do that? It's not physically possible. That is the definition of a Ponzi scheme, right? They need more people to buy in to keep it rolling, right? So all Ponzi's at some point come to an end because they are unsustainable. Now, the big crash that we are potentially going to see here in the next 6 months to 6 days, could happen anytime, is the collapse of the US dollar. We have already see countries using other currencies, avoiding sanctions by using digital currencies, using Bitcoin. We had a big pump. We had a big pump last week because Iran and Russia announced that they are accepting Bitcoin for world trade, Bitcoin and Ethereum for world trade, right? But all this stuff, to me, especially, it's like when you see it in the news, first of all, they've already used it. If you're seeing it in the news, it's already happened.
Yeah, right? They've been using it for quite a while.
Exactly,
like,
right?
It's been
and the whole war in Iran
proven
thing is just a market manipulation tactic back and forth, right? They're doing, oh, it's closed, oh, it's open, oh, it's closed, oh, it's open. And it just seems to me like they're working together behind closed doors, but they're seeming to be enemies when the doors are open, and they're all just insider trading. Everybody's just insider trading behind. And the clear manipulation here is look at the S&P.
Look at all their bucks. It is all them.
Absolutely. They're the only ones with enough money to move markets like this.
Yep.
Right? So, like, this is huge, man. This is huge.
Everybody else is, struggling and everything like this. But meanwhile, they move the market, you short it, and, well, we're still living rich.
It doesn't matter which way the market goes. Volatility is what's profitable. Yeah. Volatility is what they want and what they create, right? They make money off of crisis, they're going to create more crisis to make more money. And you allow it to happen, they're going to continue to do it. So the unfortunate situation is there's a small group of people who pay attention to this and are trading and are just, you know what, it sucks, but don't hate the player, hate the game. I wish what's best for everybody. Everybody just wants clean water, food, shelter for their family. That's all we really need. That's all we really, but there's so many people that are so greedy, and I'm not not putting in $1 million positions. I'm not putting in $100 million positions. I'm not doing that type of stuff, but I'm going to take my piece of the pie. Like, I know how it works. I can't stop it alone. It's not for me. It's for a massive group of people to come together psychologically and understand how it works, right? Because you don't even have to do anything physical now. Once you understand psychologically how it works and you just change your spending, change your outlook, and change your aspect and your perspective, they lose, because you'll stop doing those things that are making them money and costing you money and getting you into debt, right? So it's more,
a lot of habits here need to
exactly
go
right. All these
change,
addictions,
right?
all these
It's
habits, all these,
thing.
and you see the commercials for it all the time, and they're pumping it down your throat, like they're doing it on purpose. And
yeah, because you've also, kind of sold all your data to them too, and they know exactly what to pump in your face, how
exactly.
to sell you, and how to get you to continually buy more and
Yeah.
focus on what they want you to focus on.
Yeah. And now, at most larger department stores and stuff, all the tags are digital. And so they know.
They change the price depending on who's walking around, time of day. They know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so they're using AI to exploit you. So you should probably use AI to exploit them. So, I mean, I don't know. That's like, okay, this is the freaking Terminator, the beginning of the Terminator war here. We're using robots against you. You're using AI intelligence. It's pretty crazy what we're living through right now. But I mean, ultimately, there's going to be a major shift. Everybody knows it. We can't just smoothly transition. We never have been able to. It's not going to change now. They need to break the system down and before they build a new one. And unfortunately, it's going to cost a lot of people a lot of their time that they've already spent and their value that they have accumulated. So that's one of the reasons why
I don't really know many people who aren't in a position where they're okay, or how many people are in a position where they're okay. I listen to that basically all the time. People are just, oh, I can't afford it. If I get a single $500 or $1,000, I'm out. I can't afford it. I can't do anything. Like, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad, right? Like,
it's terrible.
But there's also an out, right? And it doesn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars. It takes $20 to start.
It also takes time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that
you need to be patient. You need to give up on certain things, and you need to focus on actually building, not just obtaining because you traded your time for $1 and you can now purchase that thing. You want to invest in your time.
Yeah. So anyways, we were talking about the Bitcoin conferences. That gives me this is the vibes that I got right now. One more capitulation, like maybe one more little pump, but it's going to seem like it's significant short term, but then long term it's not. And just as well as the dump's going to seem significant, but eventually it's just going to be this little blip on the chart, and we're going to continue to go much higher. But of course, they're going to shake out over leveraged people. Now this one, April 6th, 2022, we were already in a bear market. There wasn't really much hope for Bitcoin at this point. A lot of stuff was happening negatively in the space just in general. A lot of coins were getting locked up. A lot of people that were staking were losing their coins, weren't able to get their stuff off of exchanges. Things were getting frozen, blah, blah, blah. It was a bad time for a lot of people. Some people did think relief rally here. Oh, that was bottom, and now we're coming back up. And that's kind of also what people think right now and have thought the last time we were legging down too, is like when people get too bullish too soon, that's usually means that's not the final capitulation. You want people to see the price go up and everyone go, no, there's no way this is going any higher. But people were like that at 74K, kind of 75K. Now that we're getting close to 80K, everyone's bullish again. It's exactly what we said too. Like, oh, maybe we're going to come up and break this trend line. Everybody's going to get bullish and they're all just going to get rugged. Yep. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So when it happens, like that's another reason why I like really tell people to get charting, because all these things I've had on here for years, and then it sparks my brain into remembering why I put these here, right? And it's like, oh yeah, this, and And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So don't allow yourself to get fooled twice, and at least protect yourself as best you can with the past knowledge. But this last conference here, it was dumped right from day one. The day the conference opened, just during the conference, Bitcoin was down almost 10%, and then in the week after, it kind of went sideways, and then by 2 weeks after, we were down 40%. So the conference thing, I believe there was, okay, there's one more here, because they do it every year. And yeah, you can see days of the conference went down, a little bit of a relief rally afterwards, but then another down and another down, which ultimately was a midterm bottom in this bull market, which some would argue because of money printing, because there was a massive amount of money printing in 2021 for all the stimulus and all the COVID crap, that this was just a false top, that Bitcoin should have continued to make a lower high, but the only reason it didn't is because of currency debasement. And this is why ultimately anything like this can happen at any time, because the faster and more money they print, Bitcoin, it doesn't matter about, sentiment. It doesn't matter about anything. Bitcoin's going to continue to go up as the dollar devalues. So that's something that you kind of always got to be aware of when you're shorting, as that, shorts are sketchy. And you can be liquidated pretty quick simply off of currency debasement. Nothing to do with people, buying, which a lot of people are buying right now. So that's also some way to be a little or a little, thing. But here we go. The last one I got on here was from 2019. There wasn't one in 2020. But the last one I got on here is from 2019, and that literally marked the top of this cycle. And Bitcoin would not go on to make another high after 2020 situation until it was not until November 2020. So later that year, over a year and a half later. But still, hey, like even if you bought this top at the conference, say you went to this conference, you're like, oh, this new thing called Bitcoin. It's only 9 years old at this point. What's this all about? Go to the conference, you buy right here. Well, damn, you start losing money instantly. Well, now, if you knew what you were doing, you would continue to buy in the buy zone that we had here. If you were watching me or any of my past publishings, I had a buy zone here, right? And we were buying. These were the DCA days, big DCA days. And look at that, you get on top of the DCA day, and then you have markup.
Lose it all, or... Well, you get to go through losing half of it, and then, it comes back up.
Most people did here is they bought up here, and then they sold. They sold at a loss, and they sold, and oh my God, they sold everything right here. Wow, I sold everything.
Yeah, they did the complete opposite of what they were like. Even if you buy a top, just ride it out. There you go, a year and a half.
With Bitcoin anyways.
You couldn't have done away with that money for a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to leave that in a savings account in a bank?
And that's why we don't put it all in at once. You DCA. $100 here, $100 there, whenever you can. If you have kids, put their birthday money into it, right? Like you add,
there you go.
Like stuff like that. Over time, this is what happens.
It's going to pay out a lot more than anything else. Markup.
And we go all the way to here, where we are now, and we're not even on the chart. We're down just under 50%, and we're this much higher than we were back then, right? So sure, I'm kind of thinking that this looks a little bit not quite ready for me, and I think maybe we do have something in the works like this, but that's going to only be based off of something that happens in the news, because mathematics and inflation are forcing this and all other assets up. The only way that this happens is if something scares the people out, and that has to be news-based. And each day, news becomes less and less like manipulative. Like people are caring less and less about it because they're doing it so fast nowadays. Like back in the day, they used to try and spread it out so that people would have a little bit of a chance to forget. But nowadays, it's like they're just, you know what? I think they know that this is down to the final straw. And things are getting crazy as fast as they are because they like, this is it. It's the bottom of the ninth, man. We're swinging. We don't even care. The pitcher's throwing the fastest. You know, he doesn't care. His arm's going to be really sore tomorrow, but he's this bottom of the ninth, man. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I think we are with the transition of the old system to the new system. And who's going to win the game? Well, it's going to be up to us. Ultimately, people have the power. But if we allow the people with more money to manipulate us into doing what's better for them and not better for us, then that's unfortunately where the majority of people will go. But the fortunate thing is, for anybody who's paying attention, you are going to be protected because you positions yourself properly to benefit from the collapse, benefit from the chaos. And the thing is if everybody positioned themselves that way, there wouldn't be any chaos. And everything would just be chill. But it's like everyone panics when the big fish comes around. But it's like, you know, don't panic, organize.
Yeah, there you go. That's an awesome picture.
Like, that's what needs to happen.
That would be amazing.
That's what needs to happen. The big fish, there's always going to be the big fish.
Right? Oh, I know, but you see, there's going to be one little fish in there that's going to try to rat one of these other little fish out to the big fish and try to, you know, join
just to
the
save
big
themselves
fish on the little end. And yeah, it's just, then it all ends up being up at the top again, right?
Yeah, everything happens, boom and bust.
Just a cycle.
Exactly. And it's like, what feminists fought for? I don't know how real this is, but I mean, like, this is obviously what it used to be like. I don't know how many feminists are in this situation, but I'd say it's probably not. Yeah, the picture of the cat because she's got no family. But like, ouch. That's my reply to that one.
One looks happy.
Yeah, and like, imagine how healthy they were touching the flowers every day.
Dude, could you imagine not going to work and working in your house in your backyard like that and like hanging clothes to dry and dude.
My gran lived to be 100 years old, and this was her lifestyle.
My God. That'd be amazing.
It is what it is, right? I don't think she's going to live to be 100 years old.
I don't think she's going to live to 35.
Yeah. Ouch. Well, I hope that's not as bad as that meme makes it out to be, but could be. So the U.S. debt thing, it's like we would talk. It starts flat, but then as it accelerates, compound interest makes it gets worse, very, very quick. And so it's happening very quick now because the fiat trap is running to its end here.
Yeah.
In this one it's a loop, but eventually people have nothing. So it always does come to an end and the people who are in control have no problem draining every drip out of the bag. No problem at all. Because then they will take that money that they've accumulated and they will start another society and they will profit off of the development.
That's what we should do. Bitcoin society.
Sustainability is not profitable. Development is profitable. So that's why this staircase goes up and then back down again, up and back down again, boom and bust, boom and bust. And you have more and more volatility because compound interest causes the prices to hyperinflate. And there's a word for it. It's called hyperinflation. Eventually, hyperinflation happens. When it does, people get rich really, really quickly, and people get poor really, really quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why it's, that cycle there on the left, that's usually every 100 years, right? You go up and down every 100 years. The one on the right, in order to reach the top of that mountain, you're talking 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
and then after that, you get to just stay on top of the mountain and just chill.
Or that, yeah, you just stay there.
You don't need to. Arguably, you can stop and camp out forever. Anywhere along this line, right? Like if you want to keep accumulating and go for everything, that's fine. Like Saylor and Mallers and all these guys that are trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they can, they're going for the top of the mountain. But honestly, you can pitch a freaking camp anywhere up these steps and be very comfortable.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anywhere in here, you're screwed. Anywhere.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely anywhere.
You can live at the bottom of this mountain and just still be absolutely free, wonderful, happy, and okay, as long as you have saving some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's the mindset. Like once you understand how it works, the currency, and kind of what you've spent your entire life working for, yeah, you really start to just enjoy Bitcoin and everything along with that, because yeah, you've been lied to.
Misdirected for sure, because it's their benefit, not yours, right? So it's funny that the trying to figure out how treasury companies and ETFs bought over 2 million Bitcoin, but price is still down 35%. That's distribution. That's why that's happening. There is coins to be distributed. There is a lot of people buying a lot of Bitcoin, no doubt about it. On-chain analytics, more people buying than ever. But the thing is that the people that are buying are just buying large amounts of Bitcoin, and they are the few with a lot of money buying Bitcoin. They still don't have as much money as the 99% with $100 at a time do. If everybody, we're talking billions of people here, spend a couple $100 on Bitcoin, that is astronomically more amount of money than these large ETFs, these large companies can buy, right? Because they're supposed to be controlling your money. Like that's not their money they're buying with. They're using other people's money.
They're buying it with other people's money.
It would go up if you used your own money to buy it for yourself and put it in cold storage. When these people buy, they can create basically paper value, whether it's paper fiat currency or paper Bitcoin, because it's not official until you have it in cold storage. If you're using somebody else, giving your money to somebody else, they can just tell you that they bought Bitcoin. They don't actually need to buy it. As long as they have the money to give back to you when the time comes that you are, hey, can I have my return on investment back? As long as they have the money to give you that money back, they don't actually have to buy Bitcoin, you see. They don't actually have to buy real estate. All these years with these investment groups, all they need is more people's money. It's all a Ponzi scheme, all of it. The entire thing has always been a Ponzi scheme since day one. That's literally how it's designed. And as long as we have new investors, as long as we develop, as long as we bring jobs and bring money, then it keeps going. But obviously, it's not working for a lot of people these days. And so they're running out of people to invest. So what do? Well, we're going to have to stimulate the economy by printing more money, bringing more people from other countries, giving them money so that they can continue to prop the bubble up, or else we're all going down, right? So you see these shifts, the shift in money moves around. Money's like water. People are like water. You got to keep moving them around to stop the system from collapsing the way that it's designed. But when we have something like Bitcoin to now get out of, then, it will come to an end. But I don't think everyone's ready for it yet. Like we were talking about last week, like this is space age technology. I don't think that we're quite going to see these massive moonshots that a lot of people are projecting because of currency debasement. Like I get it. They're printing a lot of money and it's seeming to happen faster and faster. But short term, I could be wrong. And I've got some alerts up here. I've got to stop. I've got, everything that the thing too, also when it comes with a short is like, okay, if this goes up, I might lose a couple $100, couple $1,000, whatever. But I also have a long-term bag that will cover that cost at no problem because my long-term bag will go up. What sucks is when you get wicked out and then it goes back down. Then you're like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, that's
come on! I had it.
You see all the profits.
It just wicks you out by like $10, and then you're like, oh my God! And then it goes down, and then it fills your entire position. Yeah, you're like, oh man,
love it.
Or your entire trade. But so that happens, but that's the risk. But whatever, you're not going to win all the trades.
That's why you don't trade with more than what you're willing to lose.
Exactly right. Never. And the thing is you can trade with $1,000 if your risk's only 100, as long as you use your stop loss. Yeah. So you can trade with more money than you're willing to lose, but you just don't risk more money than you're willing to lose. There's definitely a lot to it. The more you do it, obviously, just like anything, the more you'll understand and the better you'll get at it. But when it comes to trading, risk management is number one. And that is using stops. If you're going to be DCAing into a position, you have to have a line in the sand where you're cutting it. Okay, because if you keep moving that line, you're like, okay, I'm going to cut it at $30. That's my stop loss is $30, and then it's there, but you're not actually you don't have a preset stop. You just saying that in your head. Oh, dang it. Okay, well maybe it'll come back. Okay, it's not coming back. Now I'm down $50. Okay, I'm going to stop it at 60. If it goes to 60, I'm out. But I'm not. But you don't put it in. Oh, dang it. I'm down 60 now. What do I do now? Okay, hopefully it's going to come back. Oh, now you're down 80. Now you're down 100. Now you're down 150. You have to have those hard stops before the trade goes in. You know exactly where you're gonna get out if it doesn't go your way, and you take the loss.
Yeah, you just set it. I usually set percentages. If it goes down a certain percentage, I'm out.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Percentages is good. I like to do dollar amounts personally because then I can adjust my risk, or I can adjust my leverage based on my risk. So if I am like, okay, I see a setup here, but if we break this high, I'm out. Well, if we're really close to that high, I could go high leverage and still only risk $50 or $100 for a potential big move. But if we're not anywhere near where my line in the sand is, well then for one, I probably shouldn't take the trade because that's going to force you to risk more or lower your leverage so that you're having more time. So there's that scenario, but like ultimately sitting on your hands at some point is not a bad idea. But let's just look at this because we are on the daily here. Back when I was looking at we are here, we had this sort of move here and we were coming up. We have this time we have a bearish divergence and a red dot printing, and yeah, it's basically if we take this high out, and we don't take this high out, it kind of already looks like the daily's rolling over. But basically it's coming down. It's crunch time here. Like we need to get this pop today or tomorrow, or it's not looking very good for Bitcoin in the short term. But honestly, that's good because we're praying for those lower candles, praying for the red candles. Well, I changed my candles to white actually with blue borders. I wasn't digging the red. It was harder. I don't know. It was harder for me to see on my
blends,
phone.
Right? It's the red and green just blend very well together. They mix.
I switched them to white, and it's easier for me to see on my phone.
I kind of like it, to be honest.
And then I put blue borders on the white. Give it a little Shirley blue.
Mix it a little. Yeah. Pops a little.
I like the green. I was gonna keep the green, but the red wasn't doing it for me. Even though I'm short, and you want to see the red. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Like I'm just not getting the vibes that I would like to get for this to be a significant breakout. It could be a fake of a significant breakout. Let's see, USDT dominance. A little round here, could come lower. I've got my alert down here. We've got this trend line here, some support. We're in the red, momentum starting to curve up. No real trigger wave, just an anchor wave. So yeah, it's funny how the Bitcoin conference is happening right now and the charts are sort of at a pivotal moment, in both directions. There's no saying at all what's going to happen. We know that inflation wants to cause the prices to go up, but after every spike in oil and every massive commodity price spike, people get priced out of the market, and then there's a collapse. So one more push up, sure, it could happen. Get stopped out of that short, sure, it could happen. But then not too far around the corner here, likely is the bust part of the cycle. So, maybe we do break out of here, come a little bit higher and come up to like 95. I mean, I was guessing 85. I was saying 85 a while ago, saying that we might come up here. But the longer we sit here and these EMAs come down and momentum comes down, and we kind of we needed that back here. Like, this is kind of when I thought if it was going to go to 85, 90K, it would have been better for it to happen up here. But as we drag on, like, this is just starting to look like it's just not, like, I don't know. You need to see the cup. You needed to see the cup. And we're not cupping here. We're starting to fall off and make a cup this way. which is not the best look. So yeah, Bitcoin needs a push like right quick if we're going to see higher prices this week. But with all the things we talked about, the conference and the significance of price action after the conference, it's not looking too good for Bitcoin in the short term. But that's good for those who are looking to accumulate, because then you might get some better prices. Yeah, could we go up a little bit first before it goes down? Absolutely. Last time we had... Oops.
Usually looks like that's the way it goes, though.
Yeah, I mean, we did the same thing right in here, and
we just move a slow rise up over the course of a little while, and then we just tank.
And then it just dumps. Yeah, people come and they distribute. No, is this a proper accumulation model? I don't know, not really. Doesn't look great. And we know that there's definitely liquidity under 60K. This goes all the way back to 65. Let's see if it's going to give us a year. So there's $4.5 billion just under 60K. $4.25 billion.
Yeah.
A lot of leverage really close. That's why we could go up a little further. And there it is. Like that 79, 80K is where a lot of that is. So maybe we do, it kind of looks like we go up to 80K or like 79, 900 and literally just front run 80K and then start walking down and accumulating all this leverage positions down in here. But it's weird because usually it's like massive accumulation down, like like especially in a bear market, you see the big dumps and then the accumulation's up. So dumps, accumulations up. I don't know for sure, but I mean, the only way that's proven to work over time is the DCA method into any sort of asset and protecting yourself against currency debasement. So folks, you're going to want to do that one way or another. Just do some research and find out what works best for you, because I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, that was good.
We can look on see what else I replied to. What's funny is Bitcoin's down at 12th for top asset by market cap, and it was all the way up at, I think it was up at 8th or 9th. It was in the top 10 in October last year, and so it's fallen a fair bit, but
But still, think about that. I mean, Bitcoin is even on a list with all these other companies.
Yeah. Oh,
now.
it will go to the top.
Yeah, right. It will be gold, and it's just 10 years ago this was black magic.
Yeah, it will be number one. It's not a matter of if, it's just when.
And now
How long
it's
is it
above
going to take?
Walmart, Tesla. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. So $5 trillion in Nvidia. A lot of that is just money that circles.
Yeah.
Circles and circles and circles.
Because Nvidia was worthless
a
couple of years ago there, and I was even thinking about buying a bunch of it, and I should have.
You should have, but now you got to look at what their the stock to value ratio is too high at this point, and everything's is and so a correction is due. Okay, like regardless of the money printing, I know it's aggressive, but a correction is due. So watch out for that and just pay attention. But yeah, this is actually good. And kind of what I was talking about, most Bitcoiners think BTC is a safe haven asset, but the truth is nuance. It has the properties of a safe haven asset. In times of war, you can take your seed phrase cross borders, start afresh without losing your wealth. It should be independent of the system and thrive if it collapses. These are properties you expect a safe haven to have, right? But so far, BTC has the properties of a safe haven built into it. At times of uncertainty and war, it trades like a risk asset, very sensitive to uncertainty. So it's like, this is because the large capital pools don't acknowledge BT's property as considered to new and consider it as new and untested. So therefore, it trades like the NASDAQ. It's still going to take another decade to gain market acceptance as a safe haven, maybe longer. When it does, it'll give gold's market cap a run for the money. So basically, what you and I know, not enough people understand yet, right? So things don't change overnight.
No,
Things
and
take
that's why just
decades.
be early to the game.
Yeah, yeah. So there's still lots of time. So it's not a big deal. But these were funny.
I also think that in the next 5 years, supply shock is kind of going to be a bigger thing.
Yeah. Well, the people that know are
that's why they're accumulating, right?
Accumulating hard. So, but yeah, that's about it. Bitcoin white paper for kids, Bitcoin white paper for retards, Bitcoin white paper for boomers. So funny. So
Great.
funny. I had to repost all those because those were pretty good. But yeah, probably have time for a quick golden tea if you want to play.
Yeah. If you got time.
If you got time.
Yeah. I should have time. I'll head on over here and get around it.
All right. Well, make sure you guys have yourself a good rest of your day, rest of your week. Watch the charts if you are into it, because I think Bitcoin's going to make an impulse move in one direction or the other, and then that will be your chance at a reversal for the rest of the week and potentially the month coming, because a lot of people do say sell in May and walk away, and we are going to look at that next week when we are in May. Or is it, I think it's May 1st next Sunday, something like that. Anyways, we'll be right around the beginning of May, if not in May next week, and we're going to talk about sell in May and walk away, which is a very common saying in trading and investing, and we'll go over that whole thing. So make sure you subscribe, like the stream, comment, all those fun things, engage, because this is not only your future, this is your children's future that we are talking about here, and it is best you stay educated about it. So the best way to do that is to stay informed. Smash that like, notification bell, and all those things, and don't miss out on life-changing gains.
That's right.
Bloodline retiring, changing gains. We're living through a massive shift where you have a chance to change the life for yourself and your entire family
down the line.
Don't miss it. All right, folks. Peace out. Have a good one.
See ya.
I recommend putting your opinions aside and learning how to think logically